It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Tim Duncan, one of the greats in NBA history. When it's all said and done, Shaq, will he go down as the best power forward of all time?
Well, he's got more rings as a star power forward than anyone else. So he's a complete player, offensively and defensively. I would have to say yes.
And you're the one who gave him his nickname.
Big fundamental. You know, he's not really flashy, doesn't run fast, doesn't jump high, but he will fundamentally up and under you to death.
Oh, wow. He will fundamentally get you. I would have to say when all awards and accomplishments are done, he will rank as the best. And the difference will be the championship rings.
Who would he, if it were the finals, it's either Tim Duncan or somebody else. Who does he beat to be the best power forward of all time? Who's number 2 on that list?
It's a threesome of Charles Barkley, Kevin McHale,
Mailman,
or Karl Malone. Those are the 3 that he beat out.
How about Bob Pettit?
He beat out those 3 to me. I've never seen Bob Pettit. I know you and Bob Pettit ran together back in the day. But I've never seen him play. It's a little too old for me to see.
Stay off LSU, buddy.
I mean, I've never seen him play.
Stay off of him.
YouTube. Hey, let's go to Kevin Harlan at the call.
It's time for some hoops at the Chesapeake Energy Arena, home of the Thunder here in downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan.
Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. And the starting group for the Spurs. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. On defense, Oklahoma City. It's a 3-point game. It's Parker outside. No good. Westbrook with the nice D there.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year, but he fought through like the champion that he is.
That's good. Now Westbrook. Shot on the wing. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Here's San Antonio. Leonard on the wing. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Deflects the pass. Westbrook with the steal. Down low. And he makes good on the layup. Westbrook's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Now, here's Parker. Passes it to Leonard. They get a hand on it. Shoots the 3. There's the feed to Duncan. Green with the ball. Right side Aldridge. Back to Parker. Outside Durant. Roberson gets the bucket. Roberson's got 5 points so far.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
And that one's good. Parker.
And we've seen him do that before. Batter a defense by just exploding to the basket.
No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. The three-pointer no good. Aldridge kicks to Green. Wide open shot is on the money.
Assisted by LaMarcus Aldridge.
The Thunder have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Ibaka, the pass to Westbrook. Pulls up on the wing. Oklahoma City the rebound. Ibaka dishes to Durant. Here's Roberson. Can't get it to go. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Aldridge kicks to Green. Dishes to Parker. Feeds to Duncan. Outside Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 15 feet away. And it comes off the front of the rim.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season. Signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoff.
And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. The Spurs also changing it up. Boris Diaz checked in for Duncan. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Spurs trail by 3. And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It'll be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that Greg, the Magic job back in 2007?
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida, and he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
Mills passes to Aldridge. Diaw down low, working on Collison. Aldridge, rejected by Collison. Oklahoma City leading by 5. Got a piece of it. Mills with the steal. In transition, here come the Spurs. Ginobili can't hit.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
Now Mills. After Dion Waiters' three-pointer that didn't go. Leonard attacking. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2. Timeout is called. First of the game.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Category since his rookie year. He's 37, myriad of injuries. You know, but Greg, there's still something so special about that play.
Yeah, I mean, so much of his game is about movement. And Kevin, after 13 full seasons and factor in all of the international competition, you're going to have to start to show some wear and tear, and that's been the case for Manu.
Excellent point. He played 4 pro years overseas before the NBA. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
You know, guys, getting back to Ginobili, the most concerning part about last year centers around his shooting. Down in field goal, three-point, and free throw percentage. Just could not find the mark all season long.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for Kyle Ingram. Spurs also with the sub. West is checked in. The Thunder leading by 3.
And looking forward for Ginobili, he may have to reshape his game a little bit. Less commotion overall to try and reduce turnovers. Maybe accepting more of a toned-down role versus the catalyst role that he's really enjoyed over the course of his career. Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Three-pointer Augustine, and that one's good.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Spurs trail by 4. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Augustine with the steal. The three from Morrow, and the Thunder another three.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that three, or you'll give up points in a hurry.
Now here's Mills. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. West against Augustine. That's good. Augustine's got 5.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And that one's good.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
From past the arc. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Oklahoma. And Tim Duncan closing out what's been a remarkable career, a Hall of Fame career. We heard from teammate Manu Ginobili about what Tim's meant to the San Antonio Spurs.
He really transformed the franchise. He's one of the best players ever. 4 championships, 2 MVPs, and if somebody deserves it, it's him.
Well, as Manu saying, Duncan, no doubt the long-term face of the Spurs franchise and arguably their best player ever, which brings up the conversation, Greg, of where he stands all-time league-wide.
Well, he's right there. And listen, let's give him a little more credit, Manu. He's got 5 rings now, you know, having won that championship 2 seasons ago. But look, Kobe's in that category with 5 rings and an MVP as well. So he's an all-time great. I don't know how you rank him, but when you have a conversation about the best ever, Tim Duncan. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Oklahoma City leading by 7. It's not really a surprise at this point, but the Spurs were in the playoffs last year. 18th consecutive appearance.
Yeah, and they weren't in that usual top 3 spot, though. Although, had they won the last game instead of being the 6th, they would have been the 2nd.
Right.
Didn't have that home court advantage, and as they went up against the Clippers, it really cost them in that 7th game.
Stolen by Westbrook. Durant for 3. Rebound San Antonio. And now the fast break, Ginobili with the ball. The alley-oop layup, very well done.
Soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
You know, I got to say, Clark, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going to go.
We saw it ended up right where it was supposed to, in the basket.
And guys, you know what? Neither did the defense. I don't think they had a clue. This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Ginobili is one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. That goes not just for the NBA, but any sport. I mean, a true competitor in every sense of the word.
That free throw missing. On the topic of Ginobili, he's the guy who, when things aren't going well for your team, takes things into his own hands. He takes over and tries to coordinate. His will to win is, as Greg Popovich will tell you, out of this world.
I mean, you know, he's not just physically tough, but as mentally tough as anybody, arguably, who's ever played the game. What a big-time performer and a big shot maker.
And here's Westbrook. 6 points for him. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Martin?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure. And guys, remember, LaMarcus Aldridge last January suffering a torn ligament in his thumb, scheduled to undergo surgery and miss 2 months of the season, but he opted to tough it out and keep playing. And boy, how big was that for the Blazers?
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's Parker with the drive. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Durant's got his second basket of the night. Spurs trail by 6. And Aldridge postponing that thumb injury surgery, even though they said it might double his eventual recovery time.
Yeah, I think it's pretty admirable that he was out there because he wasn't just playing in pain. He was playing hurt. That shows you his commitment to winning.
And good on the basket. Book it.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
And for LaMarcus Aldridge, always praised for his...
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Waiters comes in for Roberson, and it's Payne in for Russell Westbrook. Spurs also with the sub. Leonard's checked in. The drive by Green. Durant with the steal. Waiters dishes to Ibaka. Fires for 3. The Thunder with another miss.
You know, on the topic of Aldridge's rebounding, I mean, he doesn't do it by banging people around. He does it with positioning, timing, and length. And you can say that about most of his game. Quietly, effective, and impactful.
Spurs trail by 6. Parker passes to Aldridge. On the wing, Green. Here's Duncan. Parker kicks to Duncan. Another shot. And the shot no good, a bit short.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebound.
Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big 3, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those 3 was able to finish the season.
And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game.
And listen, those injuries really did the Thunder in. I mean, at no time during the season did they ever really get a chance to gel and play any stretch of games with their entire roster.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Morrow's checked in. It's stolen. Waiters dishes to Durant. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
You know, every franchise will have a year that is just lost to injuries. I mean, it happens. The hard part of it for the Thunder is that it happened while so many of their stars are in their prime.
And the basket by Morrow.
Boy, defense in the transition game has been a big problem for them here.
And you look at the points in transition that they've given up, and listen, that spells trouble.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Parker passes to Green. Here's Payne. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Leonard. Spurs trail by 11. Duncan kicks to Leonard. They kick it out to Green. Back to Leonard. Aldridge left side. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And it's 7 points for Aldridge.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Here's Payne, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Payne's got the lead up to 11 now for the Thunder. That's a 2 from Parker. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Durant's got 6 points.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Payne gets a wide open look and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we've reached halftime in this one.
Coach, you're going to have to climb a bit of a hill here in the second half. What are you telling your guys they need to do to turn this thing around?
I think we just moved the ball a little.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Oklahoma City has the edge here at halftime. They have a 13-point lead. Shaq, we'll start with you. How do you think they played?
The field goal percentage was off the Chisnarts, Ernie. Let me rewind it. The field goal percentage was off the charts, Ernie. It was well planned, well executed. They took very few bad shots, and that needs to be the focus from here on out. More smart basketball, don't try to do too much, and open the door for a comeback.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
Well, look.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
He was just like a jitterbug out there. I mean, disrupting passes, getting his hands on a lot of balls, forcing turnovers and steals. Just a solid job all the way around.
Like to watch him play like that. Makes the game so much more interesting.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like Greg Anthony in the day. A jitterbug or maybe a gnat with the kind of nuisance he's been as far as defending. Excellent work at that end of the floor for him.
And Kevin Clark's the only guy I know that can call you a gnat and mean it as a compliment.
And make you feel good about it. Yeah,
I appreciate that, Clark.
It's good, Clark. On the court for San Antonio. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the point guard. And, of course, Tony Parker, so big for San Antonio and those championship runs. But word on the street was that Spurs coach Greg Popovich didn't always go easy on Tony. He really pushed him to the limit.
You know, it started back when Tony was invited to the Spurs summer camp before the 2001 draft. One of the scouts was really physical with Tony, really gave him a hard time, and that was really the start of his maturation process in learning to deal with the NBA.
Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. Pretty strong defensively, too.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
Cantor checked in for the Thunder. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Green.
There you go. I mean, this is the time to get aggressive. I mean, they need to keep feeding him the basketball.
And Westbrook, here we go. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Parker dishes to Aldridge. To the inside. Deflects the pass. Right side Westbrook. And he goes in for the dunk.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
He's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
Lets the 3 fly. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. For the Thunder, Nick Collison's checked in for Steven Adams. Kyle Singler comes in for